Go ahead,
he's definitely in the house. His DNA is either mixed with blood of the victims or it's on or underneath the fingernails of the victim. I think we may have frozen.
No, I got you, Larry. Keep talking.
I'm sorry, there may be DNA under the fingernails of the victim. That would, these people tried to defend themselves. There were defense wounds, and one or two may have scratched at the assailant. And it may very well be DNA under the fingernails, and that will tie him completely. There also may be mixtures of blood, and as you heard earlier today, Cece explained that these mixtures can be deconvoluted, and you can come up with his profile.
Here's the troubling suspicion at this point. He didn't belong in the house. He's not a contemporary. He doesn't go to the university. He didn't live there. He's not somebody we saw that night. He's not somebody that the family is coming out and say, oh, no, that guy, we've known him forever. So, again, it's for the prosecutor to do the work. It's not something where, like the boyfriend early on or the other guy on the videotape, where there needs to be an explanation of context.
Hey. Now it's words on paper. That's all we have to go on.
Right. And there's no direct evidence linking him other than that transferred DNA on the sheath. The idea, as I stated already, isn't complete 100%, oh, it's Brian Kohberger. The white Elantra can't be determined to be his white Elantra. I mean, there's circumstantial evidence indicating that it could potentially be his white Elantra, but there's certainly not direct evidence. They don't have direct evidence that he's driving the white Elantra. They're using cell phone pings, which we all know as defense attorneys aren't GPS location coordinates. If it was GPS location coordinates, you're talking down to a meter as to where Brian Kohberger was at the time of these crimes. Whereas a cell phone tower ping is that you're within a radius of that tower up to 20 miles. And obviously, Mr. Kohberger lived within 10 miles of the University of Idaho where these crimes were committed. So certainly he could ping at any moment in time near the actual crime.
Obviously, PhD student, 28 years old. He seems very attuned to what's going on. Yes, he understands his rights. We would expect that he would. How involved was he in, the aspects of what the extradition hearing was going to be? Obviously, we knew that was a formality, but how interested was he in, being a part of what was going on? Or was he letting you take the reins? I know that, he was involved somewhat, is that right? And talking about that statement that you put out where he said he wanted to be exonerated?
Yeah, I was able to talk to Brian over the course of the 5 days for approximately 4 hours total. He was engaged with the conversations. He was aware of what plans I had, and he was good with everything that I laid out for him, including the statement. The statement of him being exonerated implicitly meant that he was innocent of the crimes. He used the word exonerated. That's why we put that in the statement. He wanted me to reach out to family, stay in contact with family, which I did to keep them abreast of the situation. Really, he was just aware and willing to cooperate with me. I didn't have too many issues speaking with him, if any at all. He was obviously, as you said, intelligent, PhD student. It's much easier to talk to him than many of my clients that I have. It was a nice change of pace for me.
And your interactions with the parents, his family, what can you tell us about that?
I mean, his family's distraught. They're shocked by the arrest. They are in constant contact with him still. I believe they're talking daily on the phone. Really just making sure that everything's going okay with both sides. Because I know Marianne, his mother, was very upset and was having trouble coping with the news. But really the family's just taking it day by day, keeping things private, hoping, for really that Brian's doing okay.
And I can imagine any parent would be.
Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. I'm a licensed cognitive behavior therapist and a licensed mental health counselor. This is the case of the Idaho 4. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the contents in this channel. I'd love to stop by. Thank you all my subscribers, my viewers, for all your pleasant, mindful, interesting, respectful comments. I appreciate each and every subscriber and view. I look for quality, and that's what I definitely have in my channel. People are really mindful here. May the victims rest in peace. Condolence to their families. And today I'd like to talk about something that is really interesting and important, actually. We were told from the very beginning that Xana defended herself from the person who unalived her. We were told by Kaylee's parents that Kaylee defended herself too. And we've heard rumors and speculations about Ethan defending himself. I want to know, if these students defended themselves, how come there hasn't been any red liquid DNA under their nails, on the clothes material, hair strands, red liquid DNA, any kind of fiber that could be found under the forensic equipments? Is kind of strange for me. Let's not forget these students' hands were bagged, may the recipes, and that was done for a purpose, so that they could eventually use it if they need to use it. Now, Ann Taylor has informed us, or has informed the judge, Hippler. She said that they weren't informed that there was a DNA found on the railings. So it seems like these students were really fighting for their life. So how come there wasn't any DNA that are more solid than a touch DNA from a knife sheet? Why was these students criminated? All these questions need to be asked, because when I explained to you all about the glove, I explained to you all that the glove was found outside the crime scene by Chris McDonough from the interview room. He found it inside the crime scene. I don't mean inside the house, but inside the crime scene, like outside, the outside premises that are inside where the tape of the crime scene is. And then you have the Banfield boys, one of them clearly wearing one glove. When I pay attention to the times from the beginning and I look at what the Banfield boys are doing, it's clear to me that they either came from 1122 Kings Road or they came from those areas. DM heard rummaging upstairs. Let's remember that. And if she heard rummaging upstairs and she believed it was the Sigma Chi fraternity boys, for whatever reason, why didn't she believe that, example, like it was the Alpha Delt or another frats or another sorority? Why did she exactly believe that it was the Sigma Chi? And why were they under a microscope? Why were they under investigations? Is it because the figures running and the frats boys seen everywhere, from Banfield right up to the grub truck? I don't believe in coincidence. Everything can't be a coincidence here. People are actually carrying at the grub truck machetes. Trigger warning. Let's talk about the 4chan a bit. In the 4chan, the Sigma Chi fraternity boys allegedly said, according to Anonymous, that they were going to do this in exactly 90 minutes. That's all they needed. Remember that. They just needed 90 minutes and they were going to do this plan in a very simple way. They said 90 minutes. They gave themselves a timeline. I know Anonymous could be a lie, it could be a red herring, it could be anything, but it could be the truth too. If you look at it this way, E and Xana had a growing beef with the Davids. David B was the tutor of Ethan. You have hoodie guy Shawalter, who was already having beef with Kaylee. She got him kicked out of the corner club that night, and he was already having beef with E. Ethan got him kicked out, not of the corner club, but out of the frat. Now, if he has no other place to socialize, he can't go to his frats because he's kicked out. And that is the thing these college students represent, that those are the things that they live for. Their frats, their sororities, to be accepted in kind of a family or kind of a group or something. And then when you are labeled by half of the people in the college that you harass women, females, you're going to get a label on yourself. If you look at Hoodie Guy, he did not look like he was there for fun that night at the grub truck. He clearly passed a threat. He said, you know we're going to get you for that, Maddie. And that's the time Kaylee says, Maddie, what did you tell Adam? And Maddie told Kaylee, I told Adam like everything. I wonder what was told to Adam. You have Hoodie Guy passing a threat to two single women walking along with him. At the grub truck, it looks like everyone had their eyes on the girls. I showed you how many people were carrying sharp edge ones. And I just find it really ridiculous that this case wasn't looked into from the very beginning. You have the Banfield boys, one with one glove. Look at the timings. Everything is happening between 2 to 3, if you all haven't noticed. They change their timelines. When people ask me, why would you say, or if you think it's a cover-up, why would you say it's a cover-up? I've never said it's a cover-up. But if it becomes a cover-up, I have a couple of things that I believe could be the reason that it's a cover-up. Look at everything that was happening that night. And I believe that it was the students allegedly who did it. I don't believe this was people from outside and the cartels. The cartels do not have that time to go and create such a commotion in 1122 Kings Road, because that will focus back on them. They will have the FBI, they'll have everyone. The FBI would have never left this case. The FBI would have been on this case from the very first second if the cartels were involved or if any ex-cons were involved. That's according to what I believe. I believe this has more to do with the frats. I believe this has more to do with 4chan. Whoever Anonymous was trying to tell us, wake up. It's these people who did it. And the fact that you see all the people that are mentioned all around, the grub truck, the Banfield, then it's obvious for me to see it was the frats. And if they want to cover it up, of course, they can cover it up. You know why? They demolished the house. These are their students. They have to protect them. Others, nobody's going to enroll into the university and college anymore. That's what I personally believe. Brian Koberger could have been on that around those areas, definitely. But did he go inside 1122? Did he unalive anyone? How come there was somebody else's blood railing found there? It wasn't Koberger's. All they're running around with is church DNA. Please come with something more solid so that we can go on it. The 3 unidentified male DNAs was mentioned from the very beginning. I like the fact that Nancy Grace was saying, was it day before yesterday? She kept on saying that Ann Taylor came conveniently with 3 unidentified male DNAs and male DNAs. No, it was said from the very beginning, Nancy Grace. You should have been tuned, dude. What is new is the blood red substance on the railing. How did it get there? Are they just going to ignore that? So they're trying to tell us we did a check investigation to CODIS and we did not find anything. Not everyone's a criminal. These people, it could have been their first crime. Why was this case taken so lightly? The Banfield boys did not just pass by there conveniently. I've never seen somebody running to the police and saying, "What's up, like Syed?" Put all those things together. Doesn't make sense. The crowd yelling, "Zana, Zana." All these things. I keep on repeating it like a stuck record, because for me it is really important to get those things across. If I did not see all these things going around, I could have said, yeah, maybe it's Koberger who did it. Make it make sense. The only sense for me makes is that the Jacks, the Davids, Adam, the surviving roommates allegedly were involved. And let me end by saying that Koberger has never told his lawyer, have the others been arrested. He clearly said he wants to be exonerated. You heard it from his lawyer, played it in the beginning. Please like, share, and subscribe.